All right, folks, welcome to the end of the year wrap up with Spider Bite Records. We're here with our founder and president and CEO, Madecipha, Ryan Bond. Just have a couple of questions as we move through the fourth quarter. All right, what, if any, are the new releases we can expect from Spider Bite Records for the fourth quarter?
Well, we just released Arachnophobia like 2 months ago, and the UFO project just came out. So, I mean, there's stuff coming out, but we're still really shooting. We're shooting another video for the Attitude Problem track on the UFO album. I'm gonna be doing a couple videos for the Arachnophobia. We're trying to simultaneously push both of them. You know what I'm saying? They're both doing pretty well and got heat in their own right. So right now, that's the main focus. I'm kind of just chilling, handling some business stuff. But I'm letting those. I'm trying to let the projects breathe. I know I put out a lot of music, but I really want to give these ones a chance because I really feel, strongly that they both hold up to the hype. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's stuff in the works. It's just right now, I think that the focus is on trying to continue to work these albums.
Very good. Now, are there any current projects you are working on?
Yeah, there are. I mean, I don't want to release like another album for a while. I have an EP just about written. All my EPs are 8 tracks, and they're all produced by one producer. The first one was the Zombies Ate My Rhyme Book EP that was produced by Live Evil. The next one was the Cold Blooded EP. My homie Miggs did that. And this one, me and Danny Damage are linking up. It's called All Bets Are Off. I posted the cover online. It's like me as a card. They're playing poker, and it's like all cards with me on it. It's more personal songs. There's a song called Institution Kid about me coming up, growing up in and out of therapy and institutions and residentials and being on all sorts of meds and stuff like that. There's songs about my relationship with my brother and my mom. I got a couple other songs. There's a song called Living in Lodabar, and Lodabar was a place in the Bible that was like kind of like the slums, but there's a king that lived there, and I listened to like a Joel Osteen sermon, and he was talking about it, and it made me feel like this whole time, I've been kind of in the darkness, but I'm a king inside, so I've been living in Lodabar. So I kind of made a song about it, and I've been doing a lot of stuff like that. It's more of a deep album. There's a couple of fun stuff on it, but for the most part, I'm doing a song about the kid Anonymous. I didn't write that one yet. That's the only one that's not done. The kid that was on my label, if you don't know, I signed him to Spider Bite. He was a young kid. He wound up having a badass trip. He stabbed his mom. He's locked up for a long time. It's a real sad story. I want to talk about that. But other than that, that's the only real new thing I'm working on. My homie Miggs and I sent him all my acapellas, so we're gonna release an entire remix album called Infectious Tenebrosity, the Miggs mixes, and it's gonna be like 20 songs. He sent me yesterday, just last night. I got the track he remixed with me, Eidolon, and Isham, the Where You At track, and I actually like it way better than the original. It's really hard. It's a little bit more scary. I think we're going to call it the Unholy Mix, to pay tribute to Isham. And he's just going to remix. It'll be like, all my greatest hits, if you will. Like, he's going to remix all of them and make new beats for them all. We're going to put that out. And then later in the year, I'm going to put out No Turning Back Volume 3, which I got a lot of cuts that didn't make Arachnophobia. I still got a couple from Completely Disrespectful, me and 5 AM, a couple more collaborations that you guys haven't heard yet. So I'm trying to space those out, every year and a half, every 2 years, whatever. So probably back around then we're going to do it. And that's pretty much just the next year. Like I said, the only real new thing is going to be the EP. I'm trying to get in CEO mode. I got some groups I'm working with now. I got a couple other artists. I'm trying to get everybody established. And I'm trying to get the ball really rolling for Spider Bite Records.
Okay. You are a well-documented turtle enthusiast. What are your favorite species or subspecies?
I'm a Callagea serpentina guy, man. I like the common snapper turtle, but I'm into turtles on a scientific level where my entire news feed is either paranormal stuff or turtle stuff, and I'm all into the morphs now and stuff like that. So it's not just what species. Like, I mean, I like the snapping turtle as a species, but I mean, I saw a picture of a piebald snapping turtle, and I almost lost my mind. I was like, I didn't even know they existed, and like the hypos and all that shit, like the leucistic ones. I like morphs, you know, like there's this dude named Vin. He's a real well-known turtle breeder, and he got like the hottest morphs in the game, and his motto is "Turtles are the new diamonds." And man, I seen turtles go for like 20 grand. So, you know, I definitely when I get rat money and shit really goes down, I definitely want to get like a nice orange creamsicle snapping turtle or something. Other than that, the alligator snapping turtle has recently broken into subspecies. They found out that there's a couple, and I've been waiting for information on it. And just yesterday, I was here at the studio, and a dude on Snapping Turtle Fanatics page posted there's a Suwannee alligator snapping turtle, an Appalachian one, and just a common one. And he showed the shells, the differences. And I've been actually, like, I'm a nerd, so I've been waiting for this information to surface. And I was, like, real excited about it. It was, like, the highlight of my day to actually see the differences in the carapaces and, like, what they all look like, you know, the skull structure and everything like that. So that stuff has been waiting to come out, and it finally came out yesterday. So that's pretty cool. But like, yeah, I mean, I raise mud turtles. I'm a big mud turtle guy. Snapping turtles. You know, there's a lot of ones I like. It's hard to really pick an overall favorite, but there's the ones that are close to my heart, definitely.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool. Now, you also collect and sell specimens.
Yeah.
What is your favorite piece in your personal collection?
That's also really, really hard to say. I have like an extensive turtle collection, but probably, I mean, I have a turtle now at my house named Penny. Her father, Jaws, I had for 16 years. That's probably one of my favorites just because he was like a long-term pet. But as far as like, you know, stuff that wasn't my pet or anything like that I didn't have any real attachment to, I got a lot of like two-headed stuff. I got a two-headed snapping turtle. I got a two-headed diamondback terrapin. I got a couple different morphs of, believe it or not, there's different kinds of two-headed turtles. You could have one that has the two heads like that, and then a leg right here and a leg right here. Then you could have one that has a head over here with two legs, a head over here with two legs. I have both of those. I have what's known as a parasitic two-head, which is it's like this, but the head is kind of deformed, and the other head is prominent. I have you know, I have a conjoined twin. The plastron, which is the bottom of the shell, are like that. So it's like it's kind of like the turtles like that. I have twins intact on the egg. I have diaphanized ones. I have deformed ones. I have all sorts of crazy shit. Like a lot of albinos. And just the other day, I got some like rare diamondback terrapin hybrids. So I mean, it's really, really hard to pick. I could probably make a top 10. But, I mean, if you ask me, like, which one is my overall that I show people all the time, it's probably that two-headed snapping turtle, man. I was really excited when I got that. That was cool.
Very cool. Now, you have 2 books about the paranormal and your investigations, both available on SpiderBiteRecords.com. Can you share your favorite ghost hunting experience?
Actually, one of them is kind of based on historical cemeteries. It's not really so much the paranormal. It's we went around and we collected epitaphs. Me and my ex-girlfriend Anastasia at the time, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and we wrote down the inscription because the epitaph is like on the red sandstone graves. It's like a little poem. So I would write down all the information and then the poem, and then my friend Joe Janicki made like a graphic design, a grave. And we put all the information on it, so it became a coffee table book. And then the other book is actually my documentation of all my ghost hunts from 2004 to 2010. You know, not every story made it in the book, but all the good ones. To pick my favorite experience, you know, I definitely want people to read the book. I don't want to tell too much. Maybe the first time we went to Bar Hack at nighttime was pretty cool. We were, it was me, one of my producers, Danny Damage, old homie Joe Samarco, and this kid Billy Christman, and we were in this little known village called Bar Hack, and it was pitch black. We went there one time in the daytime. There's a cemetery about a mile in the woods, and you know, we were looking for it. We never been there at nighttime, and we saw glowing green eyes, and we go over to the glowing green eyes. And they go away, and it was a cemetery. And when we stepped in the cemetery, Danny stepped in first, just him, and we heard like a "Ooh," and we're all like, "Oh shit!" You know what I mean? Like, And we're all looking at each other, and then you heard, it was probably like October. The first time I went was September 2004. So this is probably October or early November 2004. So there's leaves on the ground. You heard like footsteps in the leaves, and we're all like scared out of our minds, completely still. And then Billy went in, and you heard it again. But the cemetery was no bigger than the length of my studio. Like if you had from here to there, just a little bit wider, it's very small. We're only like maybe 15, 20 graves. A lot of them are dilapidated, falling apart, with a little rock wall around it. You heard the noise coming from outside of the rock wall this time, and the steps going back. So all I can say is that the paranormal has definitely, I've had my fair share of experiences. I don't really care who believes me and who doesn't. My whole life has been like a spiritual warfare, like, of trying to find out answers and talking to God, and, not, going to church, not going to church, and just being really conflicted spiritually. And, I asked God to, I wanted to know, is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Is there such thing as an afterlife? And it confirmed for me, without a doubt, that something does happen when you die. I do have photos of demonic entities, and I have photos of positive entities, and I cannot tell you exactly what happens when you die, but I can confirm that something does happen. If you choose not to believe me, that is fine. I don't really give a fuck. I'm not in this to, like, try to make people, like, I'm not trying to convert you to some certain religion or whatever. I did this for myself because I wanted to know, and I was lucky enough to experience these things and have experiences happen. So, with that being said, like, yeah, man, it was like a rush. After it started happening, we started getting activity, I was unable to shut it off, and I just became addicted to it, and the rest is history, I guess.
Following you on social media, one can see you have really made an amazing effort to live more positively. You have grown much, and you are working very hard to let go of your past. First off, congratulations on that. Second, how has these changes affected your career?
Well, I was bitter for a long time about a lot of things, about dumb shit, about like ex-girlfriends, about people, who walked out of my life, stuff like that. I didn't have the right attitude, and it was like it's funny that I was actually dating a girl, and she turned out like I'm not like sweated at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't sweat pussy like that. Like I do fine in the women department, but like this girl, just the whole way this situation went down, it was a little grimy, and I was like whatever, and I was like mad or something, and my mom picked me up, and we had to go to. I was getting my braces off, and she had Joel Osteen on, and I was like, turn this shit off, and she's like, just listen to it, and I listened to it, and it was kind of dope, you know what I mean? Like I was like, wow, this dude, like he was just talking about like not being resentful and like like staying positive and everything like that. So I found myself like going home and listening to another one on YouTube and listening to a couple more. Now I don't agree with everything the dude says, and I'm by no means a Christian. I'm more, I have a little bit of Native American in me. I'm more into like the creator than organized religion by any means. But I definitely saw, how some of his sermons could be a blessing in my life and help me change my attitude around. And I started practicing these things, and I started like letting a lot of this tumultuous behaviors and thoughts go. I released them, and then since then, I've people have exited my life, but I've also made a lot of new friends. I got a manager now. Things after that happened, a lot of like I was unable to make contact with a lot of these websites. I was clashing with them. I got myself a manager, and he talks for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm kind of a wild dude sometimes, so it's like a lot of good things started happening. Just opportunities that I would be sour about happened. That before all this stuff happened, I was like, how did this kid get this show? He's only been rapping for like a year. I deserve this show, and I'd be all mad and fucking stupid about it. And now I'm getting the shows. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I guess just the way you handle the situation. Now the ball's really rolling, and we got eyes on us, and it's cool, man. It's really like I saw an experiment yesterday, and there was this young dude. He was talking about like the belief in a creator and everything, and he had like I think it was salt. I haven't done the experiment yet, so I don't know if it's positive. But he said that like if you took the one thing of salt in a jar and another, and you spoke negative to one of them, and positive to the other, that the one that you spoke negative to actually looks like it rots, where the other one stays like fresh and fine. So that the words you speak and that the things you think actually like, bring things in there. And now I just tell myself positive thoughts. I tell myself like, we entered this contest, if we don't win or whatever, I'm still, it's cool, we'll still get our opportunities. Don't be mad. Like there's still things that are coming our way, and that like my destiny can't be prevented by any stupid local rapper or anything like that. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm good at what I do, and I'm passionate about it, and I work hard. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying other people don't work hard. It's just I think a lot of people out there, think they work hard, and they really, if they followed me around for like 48 hours and see what we really do here, it's all that goes on. I think that, people would want to step their game up for sure. And again, that's not me trying to be disrespectful. That's just me saying like, we bust our ass over here at Spider Bite Records. Like everybody plays a role. We grind really, really hard. And you know what I mean? We're determined to make this happen. And if you know what I'm saying, I remember when I first Easy, my manager, when he first came on, and I was like, he was talking about he's gonna email a website, and I automatically shut it down. I'm like, they're gonna say no. And he was like, every no we get is one step closer to a yes. And it was at that time that I realized I hired the right dude for the job. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, this is gonna work. Like that's exactly what he should be telling me. So and then like more working with him and stuff like that. And like I said, listening to these things kind of just snowballed, and now I'm a lot more pleasant to be around and a lot easier to deal with than I was in the past for sure. I was definitely a little unruly and wild, and I could have been a little abrasive and harsh, but I'm a lot more calmed down now.
Well, that being said, would you like to address any of your former collaborators and squash any outstanding beefs?
I mean, I don't really, I saw Luminol at the ICP show in May that we went to, and we talked, and it seemed cool. I mean, I offered him a show, and he didn't get back to me. So I don't know if he has any resentment towards me or what the deal is. I think Luminol Luminol is when I did Madecipha, my first rap group. I think he's super talented, and I'm looking forward to him making an album. And like I said, I would have recorded him, man. If he could have figured something out, we could have did some kind of business together. I don't know if he is mad or if he has resentment or if he wants to do it himself. I mean, I don't know what his deal is. I'm not gonna press the issue, but he has my full support, and I wish nothing but the best for him. And I hope that people get to hear him, because in 2004 to 2008, 2010. Madecipha really held it down in the Connecticut hip hop scene, and Luminol was a household name, and now there's a lot of new guys out there, and they might not know who he is. He hasn't really been to the surface that much lately. He hasn't been at shows. Not a lot of. There's all these new dudes that are overtaking it, and he's not really. I mean it in no disrespectful way, but he's not in the forefront like he was, and I don't. That has nothing to do with me. But I would like to see him regain his status as a prominent Connecticut hip hop head for sure. And the only other people are Live and Anthro, and I know they probably take cheap shots at me, and it's cool, man. I know that they're a little. I think the whole thing was kind of silly. Like me and Live were friends for 8 years and never even had an argument. We were real tight, and Anthro disrespected me. I kind of flew off the handle a little bit. I admit that, but I mean, he definitely shouldn't have been. I put them up basically. I bought them the machines. I mean, if they went out to do their thing with Just a Law, I hope that does well. If they continue to work with him or anyone else, I have no idea what they're up to. They're calling me nerd rap. They're saying a lot of mean things. I'm not even gonna feed into it, man. I wish them the best, and maybe one day they could stop being knuckleheads. We could squash it. There's money about to be made. Things are going real well. Maybe we could just go back to some business shit. It doesn't need to be the way it was. If not, I'm fine too. I'm happy working with Miggs and Danny now. I got a few other producers here and there. It is what it is. I'm not going to wish any ill will on them. I think they're both talented producers. One thing that I will say is that, after we broke up, they went around and telling everybody that, Bond sucks. And I just think that shows a lot about their character, that they worked with me for almost 10 years, making all my albums. And the second we had an argument, their opinion went the world of me, giving me all these beats and everything like that, to that I suck. And even though we had a clash, I never once said that they sucked. I might not be feeling them on some personal shit right now, and I don't like their attitude and how they're coming at me, but I'm not like taking away from their personal talent of making beats.
What's that mean? No. All right. So we're back. Now, for the fourth quarter, do you have any new merch that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, we just made some fresh Spider Bite shirts. We're probably making some green and black ones. We made UFO shirts. I'm making UFO pins. I'm making Spider Bite magnets. I'm going as hard as I can, man. We got some shows coming up, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be fucking with some heavyweight dudes. So we definitely want them to come over and see that, we got shit on lockdown. And I followed, I grew up following ICP, Twisted, it's no secret. And I definitely wanna, get some merch out there, and I think I have what it takes to do this. So gonna give them my all.
Now, your merch and also your specimens, they are for sale. How can someone get in contact with you if they are looking to purchase specimens or, say, Spider by Record shirts, CDs, or anything like that?
If you want to check the specimens, you can just look me up on Etsy. Just type in Madecipha on Etsy, that's ctsy.com, and my page will come up, and you could look at whatever you want. If you're interested in something, you can just message me there. And, at the Madecipha.com or SpiderByRecords.com, you can check out the store. And, if you're feeling it, whatever we got, you know what I'm saying, you can purchase it. And I'm real good at, getting it out in the mail within a day or so. So, that's pretty much it.
All right, well, you've referenced the big shows. Next month, which is October, you actually have two very big shows opening for two prominent acts in the horrorcore scene. What do these shows mean to you personally?
October 1st is the St. Clown Posse. And October 16th is Twisted. They both mean a lot to me. I really, in all honesty, Twisted went their own way now. So we're trying to be cool with Magic Ninja Entertainment, trying to be cool with Strange Music, trying to get down with Psychopathic. There's more avenues than just Psychopathic now. Of course, I will say ICP is the one that started it all for me, so that's where my heart is. But yeah, man, business is business. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to Joel Osteen, and there was a girl. She wanted to go to Harvard, and something happened, blah, blah, blah. And Yale called her, and they're like, would you come to Yale? And she was like, yeah, definitely, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that, if people see what we're doing and want to work with us, we're gonna do it, man. I've been doing this a long time. I've been grinding since '02. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes are just coming out now, thinking they're the illest rapper in the world. Been doing it a year or two. We've been doing this shit for 15 years, me and Freeze. You know what I'm saying? This is not. We've been grinding. We paid dues. So yeah, man. To come full circle, to see ICP 70 times in 10, 11 states, 14 gatherings, 10 Hollow Wickeds, all sorts of wild ass shit. I'm hoping that they do a Great Malenko 20th year anniversary tour, and that's when I got down with them. I was 15. I was locked up in residential. And this, you can check this to see that my story pans out. I got locked up on my 15th birthday, August 8th, 97. And my aunt gave me the September Alternative Press magazine while I was in there. And it was either September or August. I'm pretty sure it was September. It had Korn on the cover. And I liked Korn at the time. And I remember when Life is Peachy came out. And there was an ad, the Stereo ad for ICP, and I was like, yo, look at these dudes. And my brother came up to visit me, and he's like, yo, High Meadows was basically residential, but it was jail. It was basically a juvenile detention center, but I got to go home on weekends sometimes. So my brother's like, yo, these dudes are all over the news. They got kicked off their label, and I went home on a weekend pass, and I was living in Meriden at the time. We went back.
Yeah, right. You were talking about you were in Meriden.
Yeah, I was in Meriden. So we went, to West Haven, the house I grew up at, visit my grandma, and my boy's cousin Marissa had a Great Malenko, and I was like, yo, this shit, we should only listen to it the whole weekend. and I was like, this shit is wild. So when I went home, a couple weeks later to Meriden, we went to the Meriden Mall, and my brother got Great Malenko, and I got the Ringmaster CD, and I mean, the rest is history, man. It was still the original Ringmaster CD. They didn't even reissue it on Island yet. So, I mean, I've been, in the Insane Clown Posse band for 19 years. It's going on 20 years next year, and I really want to get on this Great Malenko tour more than anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to speak it into existence. I listen to these Joel Osteen sermons and everybody else, and he says you got to be positive, you got to speak things into existence. I tell myself it's possible. We got to make the right move, and we got to. Jump Steady likes us. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. So it's one of those things that I just gotta, keep my fingers crossed and keep making good moves, and hopefully impress them. Billy Bill, he'll maybe check us out. I'm sure my manager's gonna have a talk with him at the October show. And don't get me wrong, I'm excited about Twisted too. I mean, ICP's a little bit more of a bigger stage because it's actually main stage right before everyone. We're Twisted's probably going to be a side stage, and I don't even know if George is going to see us or not. It's still a great opportunity. We're excited about it, but we definitely we're planning on giving it our A game for both of them. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, thank you very much for giving us an update on Spider Bite Records, and we look forward to seeing everything you have rolling out in the future, man. Have a good one.
Peace.